Fellow Zimbabweans, I come to you once again to tell you that we've been mobilizing ourselves to deliver the final blow to a dictatorship that lacks any wisdom or empathy. We are now ready to deliver the final push, a push that needs all of us to face the odds and base a new country. We are going to give you a clearer signal soon. It will come before 2300 hours at night so that we end this 2030 business.
And the generals are back again in Zimbabwe, and the process is moving rather quick than compared to the previous one, just because obviously this is just a repetition. And first thing first, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. I'm no politician. I'm just an African, a pure citizen of Africa who stands for change or stands for Africa's development. So in this, I don't have any other interest except the fact that I'm African and I'm a black person, and I support and I stand strongly on developing ourselves and raising ourselves up. As you just heard, the generals are calling for the people's participation in a march in order to help them to accomplish the removal of E.D. Mnangagwa. And the question many people would have is, should the people participate? And my answer to that is blatantly yes. Yes, the people must participate. Those who support the cause, those who support the removal of ED must participate. Those who do not, who support ED, that ED must stay. This is a democracy. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. But those who supports the removal that he must go, yes, people must participate. Democracy must be put to the test. Just like any muscle, if you ignore any muscle, you will lose it. If this muscle of democracy must be put to the test, and that will be a great test to ED as well, to prove that he is democratic as he claims to be. If the people go into the streets and march peacefully and obeys the laws of the land, it means he must let those people express their concerns with no violence. And secondly, change is change. People, listen to me. Change is change. Change is better than no change. The only people who can help, who can remove this man, it's them. So we must support them irregardless. If they call for you to go help and go into the streets, you must go, because they are the only people who can. Many people would argue and say it's just a different side of the same coin. Yes, it is the same coin, but it's a different side. It's not the same side. So any change is better than nothing. Bring somebody else, irregardless. We don't care where they're coming from. Give them a chance. This will bring in the culture of change. This will break the chain of people wanting to stay in power forever. Like the same thing that Idi was trying to do, to extend to 2030. If you remember Robert Mugabe's situation, he ruled for decades because nobody thought of it, that it was possible to remove it. But this man couldn't even last a decade, just because we have gotten into the cycle of it's possible, we can do it, we can remove someone if they don't want to go. So change is change. Do not worry who comes. You must support the cause. And thirdly, many people would say, but these are the generals who came last time and they gave us Mnangagwa, and the people didn't benefit. Yes, I'm sure they also know that. They also have realized that, and you can hear from their tone of voice, they also realize that mistake. I'm sure they will not repeat the same thing. And this is also an opportunity for us. We can go and support them in the streets, and then we also ask the question, remember what happened last time. Remember what you promised last time is not what we got. So this time around, what are you going to bring differently? This is where we start putting demands or proposals to build a different type of government. Yes, by law, obviously, the sitting vice president must take over power if the other one resigns. But at the end of the day, it's fine. Let it be. You can let Chiwenga be. Chiwenga is not Mnangagwa. We will see a difference. There will be a difference. Mnangagwa is not Mugabe. There is a difference. Chiwenga is not Mnangagwa. There is a difference. He can come into power, but we should also start having a conversation around government of national unity. I think if we all remember how terrible Zimbabwe was in 2008, 2009, when the GNU took power, man, it was a miracle. The change was a miracle to about 2013. I think that was the best Zimbabwe could ever do in its history. So the conversation of GNU, I think, must be put to the table here. Last time I had raised the question who had the army on their side. I think I can tell you the generals have the army on their side. And you can hear from the tone of voice, they warned, they issued a stern warning to the police and the CIO. They issued a stern warning towards the police. You can hear from the tone of their voice that they have the army on their side. They do not mention the army here because the army, they know they have the army under control. But the police and the CIO, just like the previous one, I'm sure you heard he mentioned that terrible things happened to the CIOs and the police for standing on the other side. So you can be assured, obviously, that the army is on the side of the generals and the people, so to say. And as Africans and as Zimbabweans, we should stop being cowards. We should stop being cowards. We are brave when we are running away from our country. We can cross rivers with crocodiles. We are willing to go through anything in order to run away from our country. But when it comes to stand up for ourselves, irregardless, I know it's possible. Sometimes the police can get violent, but if us as a people, we are organized and we are not violent, we are not supposed to be scared. We are not supposed to be cowards. And we are supposed to cooperate together in order to fix our own country. This is our only chance. This is our only opportunity to do it. Remember, us as a people, without them, we cannot do it. We all know this. So if you support the removal of ED, 100% you must participate. But for those who don't support, no shame on you. This is a democracy. We must put the democracy to the test.